Hey, I'm Eclipse, and today's launch day for my new brand called Save Point Bloom. Yippee! So I'll be selling 90s to mid 2000s items that I've redesigned. So, say if it was a Nintendo 64, I would have done a miniature version in my own design using my characters and some nature-based aspects as well. So like floral stuff. Well, what I'm wearing right now, basically. So I'm aiming to use these items as a way of people expressing themselves and also embracing that inner child that's been locked away. Within my brand, I'll also like to encourage people to build their own world. So recently I did a post where I did like a vibey TV. I'll just put that link here. And I really want people to get inspired again, make way for creative endeavors. So I have a lot of friends that will say, oh man, I'm in my corporate job or whatever job it is, and they just don't have time for it and they just completely forget about it. Whereas I'm thinking, you shouldn't put your creativity to the side. It keeps you alive, it excites you, and also it just helps with conversation starters as well. Also, these pathways can lead you to other things, so you can connect with people, you can build communities, and you can also just have something on the side so you don't feel like you're just stuck at your job. There's other things that you can seek out as well. And also I recently decided to turn my logo into a character itself, so I've called it Bloomy. I'll just put him here. And he's here to hype you up through all of your journeys. So why am I focusing on this specific time period anyway? So beyond growing up in this time period, I am heavily inspired by the 90s and 2000s and the amount of creativity that he had back then, and also putting a lot of effort into what they were doing. So things were more tactile, there was larger buttons, and things were just more interactive, I guess. So I've got this really old Nokia phone here, and as some of you may know, you have to press the button at least 3, or maybe I think the most was number 9, where you had to press it 4 times to get the letter Z. And I just wanted to include that in my own designs. So for instance, I've got this redesign of a Nintendo 64, but I've made it into like a flat floral shape, and I've got a pen holder at the back. And it says time to level up in the center where the cartridge is, and I've also tried to do like a little tactile element with the buttons here and there, and they say save and bloom. And that's mostly to remind people to take a pause and also to remind themselves that they are blooming in their own time. And not everyone always has to see what you're doing, so I don't feel like there's a rush to be on social media. The cartoons and the animations of the time were amazing, like they'll put details into everything, so the facial expressions, the hair was like beautifully done, every strand of hair was done. The eyes were very expressive, and a lot of things were slower paced. So if you think of Studio Ghibli, everything's slower, you get to know the characters, what they're thinking and feeling without it just being really fast paced action, kind of like how anime is now. And also when it came to video games, it was going onto PC, and I was very reluctant to go on it. I was like, oh yeah, Xbox 360 forever. That was my second favorite console beyond the Nintendo 64. And yeah, you just have to do everything at your computer now, and that's it. Whereas you could just slap in any game you want. Also, the fact that cartridges are now disappearing, everything's going to be on, was it files? I can't remember, something like that for the Nintendo Switch too. But yeah, you can't just, there's no encouragement to go out to a game shop and find something and just see that it's there. Kind of like Blockbuster in a way, actually. And everything wasn't just flat and boring like it is now. I remember when the iPhone was starting to come out, and I was thinking, what? The buttons aren't going to be there anymore? I just got my BlackBerry phone after everyone was hyped up, and I was just thinking, what is this flat surface, this piece of glass? There's not much to it. It's not fun anymore. So there was a lot more color back then than there is now. So if you're like me and you think you're imagining things, you're definitely not. Well, villains used to have color. Consoles used to have colors as well. Some of them were see-through. So for instance, you wouldn't have to specially buy a skin to put onto the controller. You can just use like this Nintendo 64 controller's blue. Oh, and the buttons are they're really thick. So what do I plan to sell? So initially I plan to sell accessories, keyrings, and also some stationery. So there'll be stickers and notepads and to-do lists, because I'm a stationery girly myself, so That's another reason. And it's also helped me to actually keep organized, so I'm actually using my products. I'm not just making them to sell, I'm being the customer myself. So for instance, I've got this jewelry dish here. It's full of my jewelry, it can hold quite a lot. And just underneath it, once all the jewelry is off of it, it is actually inspired by the old Dance Dance Revolution machines. And I've put Bloomy in the middle, and they've made it a bit more dreamlike, and the words on it say bloom and glow. So beyond making products, I'll also be doing some content where I'll be sharing my memories, but also I'd love to hear any of your memories within the comments as well. This video I'll show you a preview of my top 3 favourites that I've made so far, and I really liked doing a little bit of a set design, so please enjoy. So with this brand I'll be going to conventions and craft fairs, and I'd love to connect with any of you that may recognise me as well. So for now, all of my items will be on Etsy. You can check the link below, and hopefully I can do my own website one day, because I would just love to deck it out and just make it my own. But for now, it'll be there. It'll be on Etsy. All done. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please leave a like, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.